The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Every day is a great day to watch the Bostonian versus the Book, but today, 4-0-0. Welcome to the show, boys and girls. Matt Perrault and Dave Sharapan. The Bostonian versus the Book has hit our 400th episode today. Live on
400!
Live on Twitter, live on YouTube, and replayed on Sports Grid Television. Happy 400, my friend. I noticed this on Friday. I said, wow, Monday is going to be number 400. We've kept the show alive. We kept it coming and going through thick and thin. We're still standing. How are you on this Monday?
Did you just say come and go?
Yes, I did.
Like that convenience store in the Midwest?
Uh-huh.
They got to send that stuff. We're going to be a monster. We're a monster in the Midwest. We're a monster in the East Coast, a monster on the West Coast, everywhere else in between, which is kind of like the Big Ten Conference now. But we'll get to that in a second.
Everywhere, even Iowa? Is that what you're saying?
Everywhere, even Iowa. But 400. Ted Williams is the last guy to hit 400 in the big leagues.
True.
BVB hit 400 today. And we're doing the show.
Do you see that right there? Do you see that right there? That's where Ted hit 400. That's the first iteration of Fenway Park.
That's immaterial right now for our discussion, but that is true. Yeah, well, we hit 400. And again, I was going to say we're doing the show and we keep showing up, but you guys keep showing up. And the reason why the show has lived and continues to live on and grow is because of everybody watching the show. Boys and girls, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Things are happening. Hats are being made. Things are happening. You did a highlight reel thing. I signed on. I got a little confused. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Explain to the people what happens now when they go on the channel before the show starts. What are you doing there?
So we're going to, instead of having a static image where it's just, here comes the show, because normally we set the start time, somewhere around 10:15, 10:30-ish, right? So the show, we have a window in which the show is going to start. Yes. So when you guys log on to be there.
Oh, no. You can't freeze on the 400. What the hell's happening? Snap your fingers.
That's interesting. That was happening a lot. It's back. I don't know. I got to make a phone call.
Back now.
After the show's over, I got to make a phone call because this is happening more and more at my house. I don't know why. Happened a ton over the weekend.
You turn off all them tabs. You got.
I have literally zero tabs open at the moment. None.
I have nothing with the video on the site.
This is the only tab I have open today for that very reason, because of what happened over the weekend. Reset, reboot. I got to only thing I didn't do was reset the router. So I'll do that after the show. So hopefully that will fix it for later. But we're going to have video when you guys pop on and you're waiting. We're going to have like a 2 or 3 minute highlight reel every day. We'll just grab a different clip and throw it up there for you guys to be able to watch. So there's just it's just ways of showing you guys something besides a static image, and you can be watching old clips and, evergreen content, as they call it, stuff that makes sense. So that'll be on there. So don't freak out if you're waiting. There's something, it's only a 3-minute clip that will loop, but that'll be kind of your watching and waiting extra BVB time when you're on the live chat. So on YouTube only, not Twitter, just on YouTube for that. So we'll start doing more and more stuff with YouTube. It's going to be really kind of our home. Twitter's great. I can't call it X or whatever the hell he wants us to call it.
Calling it X. I ain't doing it.
I'm not calling it. I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter. So with Twitter, we like being there. We stream it. It's great. We get a lot of replays on there. People click on it and blah, blah, blah. But like really our home is going to be YouTube, and we're really going to push a lot with our YouTube over the next couple of months. So stay tuned for all of that. You're also going to stay tuned for a special appearance. You guys requested a Scotty Farrell. He might be the most popular guest we've had.
He's one of the most popular people in the space.
Yeah.
I mean, just lucky. We've built up a relationship with him that when, we ask him to come on, he's just like, tell me what time, and he's on.
Right.
So this is perfect for number 400. Dude, I cannot believe we've done this together 400 times. Because like I think about it, as much as we talk and see each other and hang out and whatever, like we've done this 400 times already. And we're just getting started.
And we'll hit 500. I was trying to do the math in my head. Like we'll hit 500 right before the Super Bowl.
Damn, bro.
Our 500 show will be
really.
Yeah, because I mean, like we're doing 5 shows a week, so it's 20 shows, so it's 5 months.
Yeah.
So it's August this week. It's for the August, September, October, November, and then somewhere in depending on how we do it and holidays and whatnot, time off and whatever. So we'll probably be somewhere around December, January where we hit the 500 for shows. So Super Bowl coming on,
in Vegas, by the way,
February 2nd. I should know the exact date.
Following week. It's the following week. It's not the first weekend. It's the second weekend.
So it's like the 12th, 13th.
Was that Sunday? Sunday the 12th. Hold on, I got it right here.
You do? Oh, smart.
11th.
Yes.
Yeah.
To February the 11th. So somewhere in that window we'll be hitting number 500, which is really cool. And really, look, this idea was hatched on a radio show 4 years ago. And, now we're sitting here with you guys watching live around the country, around the world, interacting, making you guys hats. We got the Wager Wire hats done. They'll be in the mail hopefully tomorrow or the next day. Is that the new one?
No, this is the one. I'm wearing the Dodger blue stuff today because I'm wearing the Dodger stuff because the Dodgers are going to win again today. Odds makers keep making the Padres favored, and I don't.
I keep betting the over. I just keep on betting the over.
I mean, just you keep doing that, and but this is the I call it the Gorov because he was the first one to kind of
do it.
And that's been the fun part.
So
of this.
many. Yeah, it really is neat. The naming of the hats as to what, because I wore this because I knew you weren't going to wear it. Because in the Brigade, in our Discord channel, bvbshow.com to join that for free. You guys should join it for football season.
You should definitely do that before football.
They knew you weren't going to do it, so I'm doing it for you. So all your Penguin people wanted you in Pittsburgh Penguin gear because they're all excited about Erik Karlsson. So I said, all right, I'll wear it for Dave. I'll wear the black and gold Penguin stuff for you because I figured you wouldn't do it. I'm like, it's baseball season. He's not going to wear hockey stuff. So I'm wearing it for you.
I don't want to get overly excited about it. I saw the trade yesterday and I was like, wow, that's going to make the power play really good. But like, they still got a lot of holes to fill. I don't want to get too excited about it. So yes, I saw the trade. Yes, I know that I could be in the Penguin stuff today. We'll address that tomorrow. There's a baseball game today. Dodgers and Padres. We're gonna. That's why it made me think the Dodger stuff, and I had a couple other shows that I went on in the Dodger stuff. But I mean, we did a couple hats yesterday. I mean, these will not match the wear, but I mean, I call this one a K-Dub. I mean, this is the BC hat. You said it was Boston College.
That's the first thing that popped in my brain. BC is 1.
Yeah.
Minnesota 2.
Minnesota 2.
Washington Commanders 3.
True. And it works.
Yes.
And that one's going out today. And then this is like a masterpiece. This one, I mean, this is the Carver Kelly for the Kelly Green. He came up with this. And this is that Kelly Green.
Notre Dame.
With gold pop.
Yeah, it's sweet.
A navy outlined S. The detail that our guy puts together when he does this. I mean, he takes such precision and care. Plus, we hang out, and I get to watch him do it. And I took pictures yesterday of the hat being made that you can see at Boston versus the Book on the Twitter, at Sports Talk Matt, at Sports BK.
The Wager Wire hats are in my car. So
are ridiculous. The way that Wager Wire thing came on the side, and then that logo popped with the hat.
We'll bring Scotty on, and then you guys can chit chat, and I can go run and grab them. So we
you got them?
Yeah, they're right in the car. They're right behind. They're right behind me.
Don't leave too long.
No, don't leave long. Just pop up for 2 seconds and go ahead and do that. Oh. Scott, hold on.
Is he fired up?
Scotty wants to come on.
Get him in here.
He's ready.
What is that? Shit.
Hey,
Oh, wow,
I
that's
don't-
cool.
I don't wear hats anymore, but I got to tell you, I got 5 million hats, right?
Right.
And that's my favorite hat because I like taking money from them. And then, like, I have so many hats, like 5 million hats. So the other night I went to the Yankee game, and I went through like literally 5 million hats, and I couldn't find a Yankee hat, which I thought was embarrassing to say the least. And I went with my kids and my buddy and his son, and he's like, "Why aren't you wearing any, Yankee jersey or Yankee hat?" And I was just like, I tend to not like get dressed up when I go to the ballpark because I don't want to like you wear the wrong hat or the wrong jersey and you get pelted by a beer can from a missile projectile status. I don't like that. I don't like wearing things that get me sucker punched walking into the boogie down. Like, so I parked like 3 blocks from Yankee Stadium, and the odds of being gang raped, beaten, shanked, and murdered are over 24%, according to the ABC affiliate in New York. Like 3 blocks to your destination is the 24% window. And then, like the other day in Union Square in New York, did you see all the animals out?
No.
So what happened was some moron, some influencer, which is to me, whatever that is. So this guy says, "I'm giving away PS5s in Union Square in a half an hour."
I've been looking for one for a year.
30,000 kids between the ages of, I'd say 14 and 18 showed up there. The problem was the guy with the PS5s never showed up with PS5s. And so 30,000 animals. Oh, there's only one way to describe this crowd. Animals, savages, absolutely went ballistic on the cops. So they started throwing rocks, paint cans, chairs, water bottles, beers, anything they could get their hands on. There were like 100 cops like sent to hospitals with injuries. There were hundreds of kids that had their faces smashed in and noses broken, teeth missing, eyes gouged out, because it turned into like this violent war between this throng of idiots and the police. By the time they were done, Union Square was destroyed in New York City. And I mean, literally destroyed. There was paint everywhere on everything, on the street, on signs, on cars. They turned over like 50 cars. They stomped out another 50 cars' windows. One guy drove off in an SUV with like 14 hooligans hanging onto the car, in the back of it, on the top of it.
I'm watching this.
And a couple of them were run over and killed. And I was like, I said to my wife, I said, I live in hell. I am living in hell. Satan ain't got shit on me.
Right.
Okay? Satan's a pussy compared to me, because I live in hell. Like, I walk down the street with my dog, even just to get a paper or a bagel, and I'm like looking around.
Yeah, you got to keep your head on the swivel all the time.
And then I got the chain. I put that in.
keep
Hide
it
that.
tight. Keep it tight. Yeah, zip it up.
You got the rollie. Better take that off before you walk down the street. In this town, people always say, "Oh, it's the greatest city on earth." Yeah, my effing ass. You can't go to the street corner without 10,000 teenagers, like gangland style. You should.
Wow.
I mean, Matt's looking at the video right now.
Yeah.
I'm not making this stuff up.
No, he's not making it up at all.
It was on national television as it was happening, and they took over like a 20 city block, like chunk of the city at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like rush hour. Like, you have to understand, this is New York. There's 10 million people here.
Right.
There's no room for the hooligan festival it just shut down the whole city. So
Whoa.
when that happened, then it turned into a 3-hour commute home to the bridges. Tunnels shut down. City shut down. The same thing happened with the.
That's crazy. They ripped off Dave. They ripped off like car doors. They went through like they randomly went through.
They ate car doors.
Like they ripped them off. They stopped on cars. They ripped off car doors. They spray painted and broke windows.
One kid they interviewed. So here's the ABC News guy. He goes, all we ever do is provide you with the analysis of the people, the police being hurt and affected, and their reaction to this type of hooliganism. We never talk to the other side. So today we thought we would interview some of these kids to see what they were so mad about. So they interviewed this kid, and the guy's like, what do you want to say about what happened today? And the kid goes, I mean, this kid was great. Like right out of like PS hell school, like no education, completely stupid. I mean, this kid's probably already murdered 5 people in his life. He's 15 years old. And he goes, bro, it's just another day in New York City, bro. This happens every day. And then he went, well, maybe not every day.
It was a 3-hour melee, Dave. 65 people got arrested. Half of them are juveniles. Injuries to officers and some in the crowd. They damaged food carts, police vehicles, store windows, and storefronts.
Everything.
I mean, uncontrolled violence, basically. And some streamer on Twitch called Phantom is the one who planned to give away PS5 consoles at 4 p.m.
They charged him with, first of all, they charged him with inciting a riot. So he's going to jail. And let me tell you something about our jails here. Just for a second. Okay. So when you go to jail here, when they send you to Rikers here, I mean, you're going to find out all about being a man real quick in that place. Like, you're not even through the doors, and some guy's pulling your pants down and doing you. And then when they're done having sex with you, then they beat you to almost near death and teach you who's going to be running that wing that day. And then the ones that don't go to Rikers, you know where they send them? They send them onto a barge jail in the water. What is this? Fucking Alcatraz?
What? In New York? There's one of those in New York?
Yeah, we gotta like their Rikers is so full and it's filled with everything. Cockroaches, rats.
Right.
I mean, snakes. They got everything. And then when you don't go there, you get the privilege of being sent down the river.
Yeah, 90,000 people. 90,000 people were watching the stream 2 days ago when he made the announcement to say show up here.
Yeah.
And then he didn't show up with anything, and he's been charged with 2 counts of inciting riots. Basically,
what if he would have showed up with the PS5? It would have been worse.
Kids there. Like,
that's true.
One night I gotta tell you a funny story. So one night, I think it was the Black Lives Matter protest. Okay. So I'm with Mafia, right? Rolling down to CBS to do the Perrault on the Bench show, right? And so we're driving every day. Mafia and I for 20 years driving in bumper to bumper traffic. I mean, it is. I mean, you want to know what stress is? Live inside my face.
No.
Right inside my head. If you want to know what stress is, come move right in and I'll show you. I'll make your blood pressure. I'll make your heart race like you're on a kilo of blow. It is so stressful. And everyone, I mean, fucking everyone is an asshole.
Sorry, Will.
So
go ahead.
Everyone's cutting people off and there's nowhere to go. And there are people swerving lanes. So I'm driving along. All of a sudden, and I gotta go like 40 city blocks, right? With Mafia to go to the studio. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden we stop on the west side, and we're not even at 57th. And I'm like, we're up on this bridge. What the F is happening here? And he's like, I don't know. So Mafia is always smarter than me. Turns on the radio, 1010 wins. What is happening? There's a Black Lives Matter protest going on. And there was like 50,000 protesters marching. And what they did was they shut down the West Side Highway from down in literally downtown, literally So you go from Midtown to downtown. You understand?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Wall Street and all that's downtown. Midtown
Downtown.
is where, like, the Empire State Building is,
Yeah.
and Times Square and all that. But downtown is, it's even further. It starts at 57. You go all the way down to the bottom of Manhattan is the business district. Okay, so I got to go down there by the walls, by the New World Trade Center.
Are you holding on to the wheel like ready to completely just blow? Like
I saw him coming up the street, and I'm like,
oh no,
holy shit! I go, what are they gonna do to us? I mean, we're
no.
white. Like, what are they gonna do to us?
No.
So all of a sudden, I'm driving. I'm in a car. Can't even move. Car's turned off. Like, car's shut down. We haven't moved in an hour. I call work. I go, listen, we're not going to make it to the show today. And then all of a sudden, I asked Mafia, I got people on top of my car.
Oh, no.
On the hood, on the roof, smashing my car in, smashing windows. And I was like, I mean to tell you, like, I don't care if you're white, black, orange, purple, green, yellow. I don't care what you are. In that moment, you're like fearing for your life.
Everything.
And here's the deal. They don't care who you are.
Whoa.
You're just white. And you're guilty. We're gonna ruin your car. And they did it to every car. They were walking up the street with baseball bats, smashing people's mirrors, car doors, windows, windshields, rear windshields, jumping on they were turning cars upside down.
Oh my
Right.
I've been through it with that. I've been through it with the Me Too movement, with all the angry chicks.
Right.
I mean, honestly, people are like, hey, Perrault, why do you go surfing in California so much? Because I can smoke dope and get out of here. That's
Right.
why
Yeah.
I go to San Diego surfing.
Yeah.
That's
Dave
why I
stressed
go
me
to
out
Lake
just
Beaver.
now.
So
Like,
I don't have
he
to be here.
stressed
People
me
are
out.
like, where do you go surfing here? I said to some guy today, he goes, I was in HB for the OP Pro. I go, oh, I love the OP Pro. He goes, man, was that awesome? All them chicks in bikinis. I go, it's great as hammer. I go, I used to surf there every day of my life. And the guy goes, that's great. He goes, where do you surf here? I go, surf here. Here, you get eaten by sharks. And secondly, if you went into the Hudson River, that's where all the bodies are.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay,
You don't want to
that's
be
where they kill
Hudson
people.
River.
They put them in the river. They just throw bodies in there every day of the week. You watch the news every day of the week. Another body washed up last night at 58th Street on the East Side River. Same thing. We're going to move the fireworks display to the east side this year. I'm like, that's because the west side still filled with dead carcasses. We got to have, the east side up. What, is that any better? No, that's where all the people with the mafia dumps bodies in Queens, Long Island. They all drop it in the east side.
He did show up, Dave, by the way, just so you know. The guy did that car that Scott was talking about, it was his car. They jumped on top of it. He stuck his head out. He stuck the streamer stuck his head out of on top of the car. He stuck his head out of the moonroof.
Right.
And everyone's the sunroof. Everybody saw him. And then he ducked back down, and that's why the kids were jumping on top of the car. And they drove through. They injured people driving through, trying to get away.
What an idiot.
Yeah. So either he got spooked by the idea that it was too many people. Oh my gosh, what do? I got to get out of here. Or it was all a gag to begin with, and it was just him making fun of everybody.
Your celebratory day here, 400 episodes, very posh, very Gucci, very celebrated by peoples of all nations, even people that speak in tongues, I heard, are celebrating in New Guinea. I got a text today from a guy in New Guinea saying that he was a BVBer with all of their effing Carver High, Kelly Green and gold BVB hat. Very, very popular. I see you guys. I saw the picture Maddie put up of Pat McAfee. That was right before McAfee went to get that 85 mil from ESPN. Like, he said hi to you guys, and he went around the corner and got all that money.
Yep.
So congratulations on the celebration. I don't even know. Just so we're clear, I've only done 40 million shows, but I've never had like a anniversary of anything. But I have been fired 50 times.
Hey, in this business, we all been fired, my friend.
Right? That's okay.
I've been fired more. And, I've always said to young kids, they're like, so how do you do it? I said, well, I'll tell you one thing. Here's a story for you. All shows end.
And
all of them.
Yes.
All of them. MASH, Hill Street Blues, Sex in the City.
Kids, look all these
Sons
up.
of Anarchy. They all end. Everyone.
Kids, look all of them up.
Mayans.
Those were all good shows.
Couldn't believe it.
Those were all good shows, Scotty. But the
All
kids
good
don't
shows.
know who they are.
Are you
The
telling
chat
us
is blowing up.
Are you telling
right
us we have to end the show, Scott? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no. Are you saying we have to end the show? We're just
No,
getting started.
I said that I saw The Last Mayans, and I will not buzzkill and tell people what happened. Because you probably already saw it. But I watched everything. You know what I watched yesterday? I got to, I went to the pool. I was baking in the sun.
You look great. You
came
got
home.
a nice tan
I do.
now.
I'm
Really
getting ready to go to Cali surfing. Anyway, so next week, I'm taking my son to San Diego State. He's going to college. So I have to get ready. I got to get beach ready. I got to get tan ready.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn black. Now I'm just kind of New York brown, like a bird in the street. There's plenty of that on my block. People just poop right on the street. They pee, poop.
We're
they
never
vomit,
moving to
urine,
New York, Perrault. You
garbage,
see? We're never going to New York. They were
dad
talking
lived there.
about
I
us
know
moving
this.
to New York. I said,
My dad
can't get enough money to go to New York.
Yes, my dad lived
So,
there. I've done the New York thing.
I watched the Lakers thing on HBO.
The second season?
I watched the entire first season, and yesterday I think was the debut of season 2.
Yeah.
1. So I watched. I think it was like 11 shows.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. I knew that it was made up. I knew that it was not accurate. I knew that it was distorted and changed and screwed with. But I think all the regulars were there, all the players, they made up everything about the team was kind of accurate. I thought the betrayal of, like Jerry West was clearly demented. I thought, I think Riley was great as Jerry Buss. And, I thought the story of Magic Johnson tapping every chick he met along the way was probably pretty accurate. The games were all accurate. Like they had the series against the Sixers at the Spectrum.
All
those series were accurate. The Kareem Magic relationship was, I think, a little cheesy in the show. But overall, I got to tell you, I didn't think it was bad. I liked it. I never once got bored or turned it off or gave up on it. Like if a show sucks, I just jump right
Don't
out.
watch it.
Right.
All right.
You don't have that problem with Breaking Bad or anything. I actually thought, compared to Sons of Anarchy, I thought Mayans was, like, if it were 5 stars, I'd give it 2. Overall, compared to Sons of Anarchy was 7 years.
Yeah,
and
it's hard to spin that.
It was so great. And then, my wife wanted to bang that guy, the lead guy, Jax. Every time she sees him in a movie, even like in a Viking movie, like one of those ones where he's
excited
I
about
watched that.
My name is Thor. And she still wants to sleep with him, even if he's like a hairy Viking guy.
Listen,
doesn't matter.
Stop talking about the Viking guy for 1 second. I got to ask you a question because I came on your show on Friday after you called me and Perrault out on the Twitter. And you said, arrest these men, because we posted a picture of us down at the South Point. We had a meeting. We had to talk to some guys about some stuff, maybe getting ready for the Super Bowl, which hopefully you're coming out to Vegas for. And you said, arrest these men. Friends don't tell friends to get arrested, number 1. And number 2, are you coming to that thing for the F1? Because you got to get your boys here a pass. Perrault, he's got something cooking for the F1 you won't believe.
All right, so first of all, the arrest these men. That happens always in life when there's a bar scene or a club or a concert, or the bad guys are on the move and someone spots them. Arrest these men. I saw you two in the book, and I thought, wow. I mean, the consigliere's got to be up to something dirty. So, and if Perrault's tagging along, they need to be arrested because they're up to shenanigans, clearly, because I follow every move you make. When you're at the Circa, if you're at the Westgate, I'm always following you. You know that. And then the other day, I clearly credited you in the retro Yager and pirate hat that you were the reason Erik Karlsson was traded to the Penguins in a magnificent boner trade. The trade was so good, I got a massive boner. So the Penguins are back in the Stanley Cup hunt when they got the best defenseman in the world to play along with Letang and Crosby and Malkin and Gensel, etc. I think they're back in business. What a trade. And I gave you credit for that. And so I am allowed to yell, "Rush those men!" whenever I see you two hooligans together. There has to be some kind of shit going on of illegalities of the highest order. Now, whenever I was in Vegas, I was always looking over my shoulder because I knew they were after me, the feds. And then, like, when I walk down the street in New York, I'm looking over my shoulder because I'm going to get shot or raped. I am allowed to yell, "Arrest those men," wherever I go.
Fair.
And then the F1 thing is this. I have been invited to go to the presidential suite at the Cosmo and stay with a billionaire who invited me to do my show Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from the Cosmopolitan at the Formula One festivities on the Strip. Now, I said to my wife, she said, "Well, what is that?" I said, "Well, that's the biggest sporting event in the world the weekend before Thanksgiving." And the biggest sporting event in the world will be the Formula One race on the Strip in Vegas, not the NFL that Sunday, not Saturday's college football, but the biggest story will be the F1. Because filthy, rich millionaires and billionaires go there to have sex and drink Veuve Clicquot whenever they are around those race cars. I don't know what it is, but smoking hot supermodels and rich people and movie stars show up and spend hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yes.
And my buddy is a filthy rich guy from Vegas, and he said, "Perrault, we want you at the Formula One events at the Cosmo, at the roof." I was like, "They've thrown me out of that place once before. I'm not sure I'm allowed in there." He's like, "As long as you're with me, you have nothing to worry about." I have been to parties there with Carver High, and I behaved poorly. I had my lawyer, my agent, and my producer break into my room after a 4-day bender at the Cosmo, and when they opened the door, I was in a robe with no clothes on, and they all saw my package. And I didn't care. And I told them to get the fuck out because I was drinking and I was eating pills and smoking fatties. Get the fuck out of my suite. So I have had issues there before, but I always had cash. You got cash, you can get out anything. Thanks so much for all the problems. Here's 10 grand. Wow, see ya. Oh, what else did he do while he was here? Oh, he bet $50,000. We're going to let him slide. Anyone that gives the casino money is a friend of the casino, even if he's naked in the foyer of the casino. Like, I could see me naked in the MGM by the Lion. As long as I dropped 100 grand in blackjack and sports betting, they don't care if I got a little package. Just show up. So I have to broach the subject with my boss, who doesn't like me to begin with. And I have to convince him that this is a great content idea.
It is.
Well, at Formula One. And if I get a yes, I'm going to have to go with Carl. And I'm going to have to go with lighting and cameras and the whole deal. And we will set up shop in the presidential suite of the Cosmo. Now, listen to this. I heard it's got like 10 bedrooms in it. My man's like, "Bro, this thing's going to be lit." And then I'm like, "Well, where's the party?" "On the roof." I go, "I've been there. I've already been thrown into jail there." So he goes, if they say yes and let me do it, November 16, 17, 18, I will invite both of you to that party as my guests. And you will. If they say no, I will see you at the Super Bowl 2 months later. Because I know I'm going to that. Allegedly, I'm dead. I'm actually dead at any minute here in this city. Very dangerous. Hooligans have taken over New York City. And the mayor is like, "Did you see this guy Adams?" He goes, "We just can't have people offering up, free PS5s and such. It's just it led to all of this. You see, these kids are starved for attention. And if they don't get their way, they can be rather outright and unruly. Oh, gee, thanks, Eric. You think we didn't notice that as everyone's car was on fire? Honestly.
Oh,
You're the best, Scotty. Thank
The
you for
best.
joining us. We
Soaking
appreciate
wet.
it. We'll
The
talk to you
best.
soon. All right.
sweaty.
That's the second guy we had this.
Soaking wet. I got to do a show in an hour. I'm
The
soaking
brigade
wet.
is going nuts. They're going crazy. Thank
You're
you
the
so
best.
much. Love
Hey.
you, bro. I'll call you. We'll talk.
400 shows. I love you guys.
400.
BBB is the best. All you guys that thought I did something bad about saying arrest these men, you're all a bunch of sissy bitch femmes. Don't fuck with me.
Later, my friend. Take care. That is Scott Perrault joining us here on the Bostonian versus the book. Too freaking good. Too
Will?
freaking good. Well,
Good luck.
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
We'll be good.
He'll be good. He'll pull
I say
15.
just let it roll. Just
So, yeah.
finish, tidy up the show and send it. That's all.
I don't know if we want to go entirely like that, but that's
Scorched earth.
that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Almighty.
That was a
We
lot
got
of fun.
people coming in the chat saying I literally blew pop out of soda out of my nose. I had to leave my office because I'm laughing so hard. There was 10 sorry Wills in there,
Yes, pretty much.
and then there was a Will, fuck it, don't worry about it. There was I can't. Sorry, there's nothing you can do at this point. But my God, does he bring it every
He's so
single
fun.
time? And
He's
you
so-
just
but-
get him going.
You didn't
I
tell
had
me.
no idea about the New York City thing.
Oh, nor did I. That's insanity. That's really crazy. I mean, look, he has 6 million followers on social media.
Oh, he's that guy.
He was named the
Oh.
2022 Streamer of the Year, I guess, for some streaming awards.
What's his name? I'll ask Kendall when she gets home.
Oh, I closed it all out. I
Okay,
forget
never
I
mind.
forget-
It's
I
no
forget
big
the
deal.
guy's
Put
name,
it
but
in
he's
the chat, guys.
He's 21. He's a 21-year-old streamer. And he made the announcement 2 days prior saying, I'm going to be here. I'm giving away computers and PS5s is what he said. Game consoles and gaming computers. And so be there, blah, blah, blah. The word got out. When he said it live, I guess there were like 60,000 people watching the stream live.
Oh my God.
And so it just kind of went from there and picked up steam. And obviously, and then he showed up. He did show up. He was the car that Scott was referencing being attacked. That was his car. The kids attacked his car. And then when he drove away, they pissed him off. So he got cited for inciting a riot because he didn't stay to calm them down. Like he could have had a chance to calm the mob
There was
down.
no calming them down.
He ran. So when he ran, the kids were like,
Made it worse, but
100%.
he made it worse by not having the PS5s.
That too. Well, maybe he may have had them in his trunk, but he may only have had like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh,
Now, he had an SUV, so he was in the
maybe
sunroof.
He had him. Okay.
He
Nah,
popped
who
his
knows?
head out, looked around, went, how am I going to give away anything to anybody? This is out of control. I've
Oh,
lost
my.
control over this. And then he drove away. And that's when the kids jumped on the car and said, hey, wait a minute. Where are you going? You can't be driving away. You said you're going to give us free PS5s.
Right.
And so and then when he left the scene, that's when they got mad. That's when they attacked the police. And that's when they rioted.
Kid or Kai Sennett.
Yes. That's it. I don't know how to say it.
C-E-N-A-T. Thank
Yes,
you,
that's his name.
Sonic. You're the man. Thank you.
That's his name. But he goes by something else too. He goes by another stream name.
I don't know.
That he utilizes. And I guess, not good. In
No.
New York yesterday or 2 days ago, not good. Yesterday he was charged with multiple counts.
You know what is good?
What?
The Discord channel. What is the Discord channel again?
BBBshow.com.
Apparently, Mikey Awesome already up to Pharrell gifts in the Discord already. I mean,
Beautiful.
that performance was a walk-off.
It was.
CBW just said that anyone else pee their pants during that interview.
Okay.
If you did, claim it in the chat that you did.
clean up
please.
on
I
aisle
mean,
4.
clean up on aisle 6, but claim that you did. Be proud of it if you did.
Yeah. So,
That's fine.
all right. We'll roll through some stuff here because,
Yep.
we'll get to the show because Scotty put us on a very fun path.
Oh my
The Big Ten and the Big 12. First, Big Ten officially added Washington and Oregon. Are you going to go ever as a Penn State fan to a game at Oregon? Because
I've been wanting to go to a game at Oregon
You should.
for a long time. So I will probably go to a game. I don't know if it's the Penn State game. Going up to Washington when we did this summer to see the softball team play and seeing Washington Stadium, the girls even said, this has to be pretty cool for football. And I said, yeah,
Loud.
it's very cool for football. We should come up here for a game at some point. Well, now we have a perfect excuse. We can go see a Big Ten game.
Yeah, because he Penn State. So they're in officially. The Big 12 officially added over the weekend Utah, Arizona, and Arizona State. They've been talking mileage here about how far the Arizona schools are going to have to travel. It's not as bad as initially thought, just because of traveling to, like, say, Pullman, Washington is a really far flight for somebody in Phoenix.
It's not an easy trip either.
Yeah, it's hard to get there, right?
Got to get there and then take another flight. There's not too many direct flights.
So the farthest flight for Arizona State was from Phoenix to Pullman, Washington, and their farthest flight in the Big 12 will be from Phoenix to Orlando for UCF. And they're both about 3,000, 4,000 miles. Like, it's almost equal in terms of length of trip. So the geographical argument has been blown up by some with that, but it's still very different parts of the country. Different time zones is the bigger question,
right?
Not that you're traveling a far distance. It's 3 hours ahead. You know, when you're going back and forth, these kids are going to wind up getting a bunch of different problems, you know, in terms of when it's 7 o'clock here, it's 10 o'clock there.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? And then the question comes, where does the 4 teams that are left over from the Pac-12 go now? They're the Pac-4.
The way you had it listed in the rundown, it says, you know, where does this end? Question mark, question mark. And I was like, I have no idea where this ends. This is the Mountain West open season, ACC open season, SEC, you know, is adding. You know, the SEC is up to something, right?
100%.
They're doing something.
No, they're going to take Florida State and Clemson. That's who they're taking. And then they'll see if Duke and North Carolina want to come with. And those are the 4 teams they'll take from the ACC.
And that, wow. Okay. See, that actually makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. And then the ACC.
That market.
Yeah. But then schools like NC State, Wake Forest, Syracuse, they're all West Virginia. They're all screwed.
West Virginia's in the Big 12. They're fine.
Oh, sorry. No. Pitt. Sorry. Yeah. Pitt. Sorry. Pitt screwed. I mean, they have nowhere to go. And this is, I mean, this is Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach of Missouri, who said,
"Oh, you sent that clip to me yesterday. Yep. Is that the clip?
Same clip. Yeah.
Oh, read it. Go.
Did we count the cost for the student athletes involved in this decision? We're talking about a football decision, but what about softball and baseball who have to travel cross country? Do we know what the number one symptom or cause of mental health is? It's lack of rest and sleep. Traveling in those baseball, softball games, they travel commercial. They get done playing at 4. They got to go to the airport. They got to come back. It's 3 or 4 in the morning. They got to go to class. I mean, did we ask any of them? I don't worry at all about the game. The game is going to be strong. Football is going to be fine. But did we consider the people that we are entrusting that we are entrusted with? Did we consider the student athlete? Head coach of Missouri. The answer is no.
The answer is 100% no.
No, there is nobody is thinking about the student athlete.
No.
And I'm actually really impressed with Eli Drinkwitz going and saying this publicly, because this is the problem and this is the issue that everyone who is involved in this has to deal with. This is from The Athletic. College sports may not like what lies ahead at the end of the of a path paved with TV money. And he's absolutely right.
Oh, I got to read that.
He's absolutely right. From the Chris Vivani, he's absolutely right. He's talking about when you chase money, when you're following TV money, you lose something of your soul, of who you are. And you started this about, 15 years ago, where you started to say that networks were going to dominate and command and tell you what to do because they were going to pay you big amounts of money. But yeah, the Big Ten's got $1 billion contract per year now. It's unbelievable. Yes, it's $80 million a year to be in the SEC. I understand all of these huge amounts of money and what these schools are going to be making, the huge paychecks they're going to be making. But it's a problem, I think, that the university presidents are not thinking about what the impact is going to be long term.
No.
And this is a short-term decision for money.
It's 100% for money. Just like the, gambling going legal, I said it was for the money. First and foremost, they wanted the money. It was bad until they realized they could get the money, and they went and got the money. The Ben Stevens said it to me this morning. I want to credit him with this. He said, this is the professionalization of college sports, of college football.
He's right.
Especially. They're pro athletes now, essentially paid, and you're on your own to get the NIL. The stars will get it delivered to them. But I lived for the last 2 years with my daughter, my oldest, who was a college softball player at a JUCO level. The bus trips, you go and play a weekend series, you come back Sunday, you try to recover, and then boom, you're in the workouts and you're in the class, and you got a test on Monday, you're taking a test. It's all messed up. At the behest of the TV money, you're no longer a student. You're no longer even required to even think about them being students. Hell be damned. Go get that money. It's not good.
So, latest report, the AAC, the American, is now reaching out to Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a stupid idea. Because the Mountain West Conference and the American Conference are pretty much on the same level. So why would you put yourself into that geographical travel nightmare? It makes no sense. Just join the Mountain. I mean, the best thing I read over the weekend about what the Pac-12 Pac-4 should do is merge with the Mountain West Conference and keep the branding, and then force the people in charge of the college football playoff committee, force them to take it away from the Pac-12 or Pac, whatever you want to call it, because they have the Mountain West Conference, because San Diego State just went to the Final Four. They've got monster shares coming from the NCAA tournament over the next 6 years. So you get, for every win, you get about $250,000 per win. So they got money coming in. There's going to be a lot of money coming in because they've won every year. That for 6 years, they're going to make like $1 million+ from San Diego State and other schools in the Mountain West Conference who have done a lot in the NCAA tournament. So you take those 4 schools, you merge, they may kick out, like Hawaii might get kicked out. There's rumors because Hawaii's football stadium is a mess. So they may kick Hawaii out of the Mountain West Conference, but you merge, you keep the Pac-12 branding, and then you say to the college football committee, now what? Because our winner is automatically in the new expanded playoffs. So if you keep the Pac-12, the Mountain West Conference, all of a sudden you win the Pac-12 on the new Pac-12, you're in the playoffs. And you force them, you could go to court and say, wait a minute, you gave this to us. We got this. Right. This is our branding. This is our conference. Here's our teams. We get an automatic bid to the tournament. So there's a lot that's going to happen here, but that's the best idea I heard so far, because it's a decent basketball conference. It's not great, but it's decent. It's not a very good football conference, but so be it. You guys made this bed, and we're supposed to have 6 automatic qualifiers, 5 Power 5 in one group of 5. There's supposed to be 6 automatically into the 12-team playoff. There's supposed to be 6 slots. So now you got to redo the whole thing. Who gets paid what? Who's in? I mean, they really screwed this from a long-term standpoint. Short-term in 2024, fine. But once we expand to the 12 for the playoff for football, whew.
It's so ridiculous on so many levels. And I don't know what we're teaching. Like, people, kids, I mean, grown up athletes that are, they're adults, but they're still kids, and kids are watching them and making decisions to go to these schools, and everybody's mad about the transfer portal and all this other stuff. Be loyal, fight through adversity, and all this other bullshit. And the school can just change everything. I committed to go to this school to play in the Pac-12. I want to play Pac-12 baseball. I went to UCLA to play the teams in that conference. And I'm going to play. I'm glad a couple of them came, but now I'm going back east. I'm going to be in Bloomington, Indiana in March. I'm going to be at Purdue in early April. I didn't dress for the cold gear. I ain't played in that.
Right.
Like, everything, just that alone.
Think
Then
about
the travel.
family. But think about family, right? Think about the kids who said, I wanted to play locally because I wanted to play in front of my family. I wanted my mom and dad, my grandparents to be able to travel to my games and have to, road trips to drive or short flights. I wanted to play where they could come. I'm only going to play 4 years of college football. I'm going to play, 6, 7 home games. And I want to make sure that they could come to a game or two and a road game or two. And, maybe even come to a bunch of games and follow us around. Now, you need to take a second mortgage out to be able to do that, to be able to drive around, fly around.
Very expensive proposition and time commitment. You got to take time off of work and all this other stuff. That was one of the great joys as a parent when Kylie stayed home. I mean, I went to every home game she played,
right?
And she made it a point to, say, well, if I stay, will you come? I'll come to every game, and I went on the road and went to watch a couple of away series because I could. It's a difficult thing. I don't know. You said it. It's a lesson for life. A lot of times chasing that money. It's never worked really out for me. I've done a lot of different things. And then when I did it just for the money, it never lasts. It never lasts. But wow, speaking of money.
Yeah.
Crunchy Beaver just dropped a 20 spot.
Guy's upping the ante every time now.
Every time. He just dropped a 20 spot and said, Perrault is my type of guy. No BS, just spitting truth bombs all over your stream. Sorry I missed Roll Call Friday. Daughter moved out at the age of 20. She left me a couch, a TV, and a bed, and not much else. Whoa. Wowza, CB. Damn. My 20-year-old's contemplating her next move. The 18-year-old started her freshman year at UNLV. Sometimes these daughters, man, they grow up and they got to, expand those wings.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I hope you can watch the show every day on the TV that she left you. Man, that's crazy.
Speaking of females, we'll just touch on this. Team USA got bounced from the World Cup. From a book perspective, the only handle they probably had on this was on Team USA, right?
Monster. This was one of those ones. Yeah, this was one of those ones. I saw a couple people put, 78% of the handle was on the Team USA on futures.
To win it, right?
To win it.
It was still plus money. I mean, it was plus 250, so it was a decent bet.
It was closed plus 120.
Oh, wow.
And them not winning the first game.
Right.
Whatever when they did the draw.
It was 6-0. They were favored by 6 goals against Vietnam. They won 3-0. And then they luckily drawed 1-1. And then they drawed 0-0, 0-0 in the third game to advance.
Right. That's after the second game draw when it became apparent that they weren't going to be winning the group.
Right.
And had a harder path. They moved it up, to plus $2 or plus 250. And then after the third game, same thing. So, yeah, I mean, one guy said, Dave, you know the deal. I said, how was that? And he said, we take all USA bets. They were the favorite, and we live here. And they're going to win,
right? And
they didn't. So it's a sweep.
Take it all off the board. Yeah, it's pretty big for the board books. Speaking of sweeps, Angels, since I said they would finish 8 games out, they're 0-6. I was too light. I should have said 16 games, not 8 games. I should have said 16 games out. They haven't won since they made the proclamation that they were going for it and not trading Ohtani.
You really, I'm blaming you for this.
Good.
You put it on them.
Good.
And you were right. You were absolutely right so far.
They haven't even hit the hard part of their schedule yet. They're not even into the hard part yet.
I was just going to say, all right, I expected the home games to, take 2 of 3. They didn't have to win them all. They would have a winning record. They don't. They haven't won a game. Thank you to Joe C. Myers for posting it every day on the Twitter. Joe C's doing a hell of a job. It's pretty easy right now. It's another loss.
Yep.
It's another loss. It's another loss. This is the week. They had to win 5 games this week. If they don't win 5 games this week, it might be bye-bye.
It is bye-bye already. They're done.
It's bye-bye already?
Fork in them, crispy skin, barbecue, done. Pull it off. Take it off the heat. They're done. They're cooked.
Finito.
Internal temperature at 210. Take it off.
Are we still
It's
doing
done.
an Ohtani watch every day?
We will if Ohtani's doing something that's impressive, but this is what happens to Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Their records become not as fun when the team is awful.
But what about the stinger?
We'll play it once in a while. When he sets records, when he does something, heck, he could still set the American League home run record. You could do that.
He's going to hit a home run tonight against Webb, isn't he?
Maybe. I like the Giants though.
I like the Giants today too. I think we got to keep riding it. We got to bet against the Angels until they win,
which is who knows when.
That's
the interesting part about this is the National League team has followed suit. It's not just the 0-6 Angels; it's the 0-6 Reds.
What about the 0-6 Mets?
Who cares about the Mets? They're dead. The Reds actually the Reds are tied for a playoff spot right now. Play taps. Bye-bye. No need to talk about the Mets. The Mets and the Yankees are both done. Bye-bye. See you later.
Hold on. Don't bury the Yankees yet.
Yeah, Red Sox, Yankees, bury the Yankees, bury the Mets, bury the Yankees. Mets, Yankees, Red Sox. All of them. Bury them. Goodbye. All three. See you later.
Just
done.
Like
yeah. Wild card is a Seattle. Most likely Toronto.
Seattle's coming.
That's it. Seattle and Toronto. That's it. The two teams fighting for that third playoff spot. It's not going to be Boston. It's not going to be the Yankees, in my opinion. You're worried about the Reds? They're losing home games and they can't score all of a sudden.
See the line today?
Nationals, yeah, I bet against them. The Nationals swept them.
Wait, you bet against the Reds today?
Mm-hmm.
You laid the wood on the road?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. All right, I know what I'm doing with that one.
You like the Reds today?
A little bit.
Oh, you can have the Reds today.
Whoa!
You're gonna that's all you. I love Perez. I love Perez.
He is good.
He's a stud. Look. The Marlins have been ice cold too, but I think this is a get
right. This is the Marlins have been. You're laying money on the road with a caca team too
against Williamson. Perez against Williamson. Yes.
Over.
Yes. I don't think so. They can't score. Reds can't score. Look at their numbers. All 3 games against the Nationals at home went under.
I know. Lefty pitching today. No,
they kept them putting up
10.5,
10.5. Because it's the Reds. You think, oh, it's gonna be offensive. Nope. 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. I mean, or 6-4 or whatever it was. 7-3.
Just so you know,
yeah.
Mr. C came in and said the Red Sox have Kansas City, Detroit, and Washington the next 10 games. Don't bury them yet.
Yeah. How about, sorry, Will, you fucking show up to work, Alex Verdugo. Whoa. How about that?
Whoa.
You see what happened over the weekend? He didn't show up.
Oh, God.
He didn't show up.
He had a flat tire.
No, 2 hours, day game after a night game, supposed to be there 4 hours before the game. He didn't show up. Alex Cora lost his mind, said it was the darkest day since he'd come back to the Red Sox in 2018. The team turned around and got their asses whipped the next day, 13-1 yesterday to the Blue Jays and got swept at home. Stick a fork in the Red Sox. Done. Goodbye. See you later. It started with management. They bailed on him at the trade deadline, didn't give him any help, and Verdugo just went AWOL and put a fork in the entire season.
Holy
Goodbye.
Crap.
Goodbye. I mean, not good. Bad. That is a bad clubhouse. That's a bad team right now. That's a fade team. Watch what the Royals do. The Royals are red hot.
The Royals are on fire, JC.
They're red hot.
KC, they're just winning games every day as a plus.
Be very careful with that series if you're going to bet Boston. The Royals are coming right now. They're playing very well.
Big plus today.
They should be, but I would take the Royals. I would not bet the Red Sox. No.
It's Bello though tonight. This might be the end.
Yeah, they'll lose 2-1. Great.
Under.
It's just
under. That's a good
just
under.
what happens, unfortunately, for this. Cubs are in the playoffs.
Hold on. Big Business came in with a yellow stripe in the super chat.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's a nice. That's a good spot right there. He said, "Boys, sorry I'm late. Congratulations. Love you both.
Thank you, man.
2.5 games up for now, but we are banged up."
Rangers are. They are, but they're leading the division. So get healthy for the playoffs, and you'll be
Odds
fine.
on favorite to win the American League today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Rangers.
Cubs are in the playoffs today.
How about this?
Tied with the Reds.
How about this?
Reds are leaking oil in a big way.
How did this happen?
Cubs are flying. By the way, somebody in the chat, tell me what happened with NASCAR. Tell me if a Ford won that race. I won my Kevin Harvick head-to-head against Kyle Busch already, but at a plus 160. Thank you to the Superbook. Couldn't figure out that line. That was the first time I looked at a NASCAR line and went, that's dead wrong. So we got that. Kevin Harvick had 8 of 9 wins at that track.
Are you like looking at practice times and stuff? How did you
just
know the
looking
line was wrong?
Because looking at history, Fords have dominated at Michigan, and Kevin Harvick has been the best driver, defending champ and one of the best drivers. 3 top 10s in a row the last 3 weeks for Kevin Harvick, and he dominates at that track. Kyle Busch was 1 for 34 at that track. He wrecked early last year. He wrecked early this year. Plus 160 was a gift from the Superbook. I was like, thank you. But
do you think it was an error? Do you think they just put it in wrong?
I don't know. It wasn't right.
Did you check the price anywhere else?
Yes, it was much different at Circa.
Oh.
Plus 115 at Circa. Plus 160 at the Superbook.
Really?
So thank you. Appreciate whoever did that for me.
Just like our guy Otto says, sometimes just bet it and say thank you. Move on.
So
don't ask no questions. Don't say nothing.
I did, but
don't know. What did he say? Hyman Ross said, we didn't ask who gave the order. We don't ask who put the number up.
Yep.
Just move on.
We took it. So tell me who won, if a Ford tell me who won in the chat. Tell me who won the NASCAR race.
Boucher and it was a Ford won the race.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a plus 270 hit. Look at that.
Wow.
That's a good NASCAR. All right. All right.
Look at this.
That's nice. I'm 4-0 betting NASCAR. Look at this. That's great.
In case anybody's watching the show that wants to ask about the records and stuff, Perrault.
That's great.
He's 4-0. He's 4-0.
That's phenomenal. And that was 2 plus money. It was a plus 160 and a plus 270 cash on that.
Those feel good, don't they, when you get the plus monies?
A Ford? Fun. I mean, I know nothing about this sport. I'm
the best.
It's phenomenal. I'll give this credit to our friend on Sports Grid, Tino Patino. Tino comes on. I've been doing stuff on Sports Grid, obviously.
On Friday.
So I've been talking to him on Fridays, and I hate betting baseball on Sundays, so I had to find something else to bet. And so we were talking about what to bet on Sundays. And I was like, you know what? I haven't bet NASCAR in a while. I did this during the pandemic. Yep. I bet NASCAR because it was back and I bet it. And I really had a lot of success betting it. And other things get in the way of betting on it. And so I was, all right, let's bet NASCAR. Kevin Harvick, 3 straight weeks, 3-0 on head-to-heads, and now a Ford to win that race. Damn, that's awesome. I stopped watching at lap 100, so at halfway in. So I was like, I don't know. Fords aren't that great, but Fords have dominated that track. That's now 9 of 10 for Fords to win at Detroit. And they were the longest shot at Superbook. Yep. They were the longest shot. They were plus 270.
So one of the benefits of all of this going so mainstream and widespread is that there's a lot of markets offered, and we're doing the content. We're talking to people that they're not, I wouldn't say they're gearheads, but like some of the sharpest guys I've ever met in the book just bet NASCAR because they know the cars, they know the equipment, they know the pit crews, they know everything. I don't. I can't even change the oil in my car. Okay, I cannot. Right. So talking to Tino every week, I know the markets. Right. I know why the numbers look the way they look. But I ask Tino every single week about the manufacturer thing. I am the only one that asks him that.
Okay.
And I asked him on Gabe and Cam, and I'm glad he followed it up with you later with Joe and you. I asked him that specific question, and he couldn't say it fast enough. And it was the highest number of the 3.
Yeah.
He goes, Dave, you can rule out Toyota.
Right.
They're not winning this race. And he went on to explain why. So I'm glad you played it and won it. Guys in the chat, like we talk about this all the time. You don't have to bet football just because it's football.
Right.
Like you can make bets on stuff but you don't know nothing about if you get information. Now, they don't always win.
The other side of the coin is what happened to the Aces yesterday.
Oh, my Lord.
The other side of the coin.
Oh my God.
You can have
What
all the numbers that you want. Okay. And then you scored 9 points in the third quarter, and they were down by 42 points to the New York Liberty. This is a team that they just tied the fastest start in WNBA history. They were 24-2 going into the game. The over had come in 6 of 8 and 4 of 5 for the Liberty at home. And the game would have gone over if Vegas had decided to play even a little bit in the second half, because they were down by 5 at the break and it was trending perfectly to the over. And then Vegas scored 9 points in the third quarter. And I think they scored 10 points or 11 points in the fourth quarter. Like they scored like 20 points in the second half. They got absolutely, and New York hit 50% of their threes. Right. At one point, there was a minus 25 points at the 3-point line discrepancy between the two teams. I'm not sure where it finished, but that's it. Like in the third quarter, 25 more points have been acquired by New York at the 3-point line than Vegas. Yeah. And you can put every number in you want. You can handicap whatever you want. Nobody saw that coming. Vegas was favored in that game by 5.5 points.
Yeah. You could put it in all the CLV cans when you had to lay that 3 or 3.5 or whatever it opened. Sometimes sports is just sports, bro. You know, there's
you can handicap all you want. You can look at trends and you can break it down. And sometimes one team just says, I'm done. I'm not playing this game. It doesn't matter to us. Lay an egg. Straight up on national TV. 12,000 people sold out Barclays Center. Unbelievable national television audience. Let's showcase the two best teams. And they got a dud of a game.
It happens. Right? It's out of their control. I mean, hopefully the people started it. The good thing about like watching our show, they come in and they stay. And there's probably a lot of people that didn't see the second half of that game. And if they did, they saw the third quarter beginning of it and said, I'm done. This team's done. I'm done.
Bad.
Yeah, very bad. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching the show now and you have Twitter, go on Twitter and say something nice to Tino about the Ford bet. We're trying a bunch of different things. We're trying a bunch of different, whatever. But even if you didn't bet the NASCAR,
what's his handle? The Juice guys bet it, but
of the Brigade is real. I've had people mention to me how much fun it is to see the interaction on the Twitter. And I tell them all the time, go to bvbshow.com and join the Discord because you guys are incredible in there. But yeah, go on there and just say Tino, Ford, something, whatever, and do your thing and Tino wears a gold jacket every time he comes on. When he has multiples of them. We met him at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And he has the craziest hair that you could have right now.
Amazing mullet. Amazing mullet.
Amazing. And I think he'll get a kick out of it. But that's a good thing. That as the Aces cannot explain. There's no explanation. They lost. They get their asses kicked.
Just whipped. And we'll see what they do. I mean, they're probably a decent bet their next game because I'm sure Becky Hammond probably ripped them the entire plane ride home for what they did.
Yeah.
They kind of brushed it off as one game. But, I mean, Vegas beat New York here in Vegas by 17. So then they turned around and lost by 30 in New York. So these are the two best teams, two super teams. This is, what the WNBA wants is exactly what happened. They want a collision course between these two teams playing in the title.
Vegas and New York.
Yeah. Two coasts, two super teams playing for the championship later on this summer.
You keep saying Vegas is the coast. It's not really. It's the West, but it's not the coast.
It is the West Coast, whether you like it or not. It is the West Coast.
What is Tino's handle? That's if you guys can find it, that would be actually really good to put in the chat because wow, we just got a lot of people influx with the chat, including JJ.
I know his email, but I don't know his Twitter handle. I know his email address, but I don't know. I don't think we want to
Tino
give that
Patino. I think it's at TINO PATTINO. Tino Patino.
Isn't there a G in there?
I
think there's a silent G in his name.
All right. Well, somebody find it and put it in the chat, please.
So
while we're doing the show.
Please do that. That would be very nice of you. All right. Time for our 32 teams and 31 shows being brought to you by Circa Sports. The biggest football contest in Las Vegas is back for its 5th year with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circa Sports. Enter in Vegas, play from anywhere with 2 ways to win. No rake to be taken. Play the Million Pro Football Contest quarterly payouts coming and 100% payback. You can pick a winner with Survivor Contest. You select one team each week with no point spread. Get your share of $14 million in prizes this season. Visit circusports.com for more details. We've got the Atlanta Falcons on the table here for us today in 32 teams and 31 shows.
You
The
were
Falcons-
right before you start on the Falcons. It's at TINOPATTIGNO, Tino Patino, hashtag BVB Brigade in there. Thank you for the NASCAR bet. Continue forward with the Atlanta Falcons.
There we go. Over under 8.5 wins. It's juiced -145 to the over. They went 7-10 last year. In fact, they've gone with 7 wins in 4 of the last 5 years for the Atlanta Falcons.
People love this team, Perrault.
Reason to be excited. Desmond Ridder, new running back in Bijan Robinson. They drafted high in the first round.
That's
Kyle
the
Pitts, Drake London. This offense has weapons. And if they all stay healthy and they all continue to progress, Falcons very well might win the NFC South. They're very much alive to do so. Why should you be concerned? Well, the team is really young, and they lack any depth at wide receiver. If Kyle Pitts gets hurt or Drake London gets hurt, won't matter really what Ritter's doing. He'll have no one to throw the ball to. And we'll see for the first full season in the NFL. Ritter replaced Marcus Mariota about halfway into last season after Mariota really struggled. He's now the backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's Ritter's team. Want to go over the schedule here for?
What's the number right now? 8.5.
8.5. No, sorry, 7.
No, I have 8. I have 8.5 for Atlanta.
It is 8.5. Sorry, hold on. Right? Yes, 8.5. 8.5 is the number. They've gone 7-10. They've won 7 games or on the nose, 7-9 or 7-10 in 4 of the last 5 years.
Yep.
Can they go over? Here is your schedule for the Atlanta Falcons. They start. I killed the start time so no one gets confused. They start with Carolina, a monster game at home.
Did you clip this schedule? You tightened it up?
I took out the times.
Okay.
So there's no times because people were getting confused because I was pulling West Coast times and they're going like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm confused. So
we're in the West Coast. You tell everybody that every day. Leave the times up next time.
Okay.
You're confusing me.
Why are you confusing you? What do you care? The games are going to be played at the same time. What time of games are going to be played? What do you care?
I need to know whether there's a primetime game. We might have primetime stuff to do. Sunday night football game. I'm curious what the times are if they play on Sunday nights. That's all.
Okay.
It's no big deal. I'm just giving you shit. Relax. Okay. You're doing a hell of a job.
Okay, go.
Carolina at home, win. What?
What did I say?
They're favored, no?
Yes, but what did I say on Friday? I said
they split with Carolina, so I'm going to give them the home game, and then they're going to lose when they go to Carolina. That's my.
I feel like I gave both games to Carolina. I feel like
you did. You were very high on Carolina.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a loss. Green Bay at home.
They win that game too.
I think so too. So 1-1. I have 1. You have 2. At Detroit.
Nope.
Yeah, loss. Home versus Jacksonville. I think that game is that game overseas.
Oh, yeah, it has an asterisk on it.
Yeah, I think that game's in London.
Yeah, they're going to lose that game.
Yeah, I agree. Home for Houston.
They should win that game.
Agreed. Home for Washington.
They'll split that. That's one. They're losing 1 and winning 1 there. So
they win them both.
I have them 3-3.
I am same thing. At Tampa.
Oh man, even when they had good teams, they had trouble in Tampa. I'll say they win that game, though. I have 4.
All right, lost 3. At Tennessee.
No, they lose.
I think they win that game. I think we'll split that road trip. I have 4. Minnesota. At home.
I mean, when do we trust Kirk Cousins on the road? And no, it's a dome.
Last year, he was great on the road.
All right, I'll say they win this game. Or they lose this game. I have 4.
Me too. At Arizona.
Oh, strange things happen in the desert right before the bye week. But I'll say they win 5.
It's awful. Bye week is in week 11. New Orleans at home in week Thanksgiving week.
Lose.
Ooh. I'm gonna say they win that game. I got 6
Okay.
games at New York.
Lose.
Jets. Yeah, loss. Home for Tampa.
Win. 6.
Agreed. I have 6. Or do I have 7?
You have 7. You were
I have
one
7
ahead of
now.
me. Just
Yeah, I
then.
have 7. At Carolina.
No, because I said they would split, so they lose
Loss.
that game.
At home for Indianapolis.
Win that game. That's 7
Agreed.
for me.
Agreed. I have 8. At Chicago. December, New Year's Eve.
The home team outside in Chicago. That usually doesn't go well. I'll say lose.
Loss. At New Orleans.
No, they're not winning that game.
8 games.
I have 7.
I have 8 under.
8.5 is the total, and it's steaming over. People love the Falcons. They can't stop talking about Bijan Robinson.
Well, I mean, look, in a year where we've talked a ton about the running back spot not getting paid, Robinson got a ton of money. I mean, he's top 15, top 10 pick, right? So the Falcons invested heavily in the best running back in the game in college football last year. And now they brought him to the NFL. You think for 3 years he could have a Saquon Barkley type of impact where you come in and your whole offense is run through him, and it gives Ritter a chance to develop with 2 very good weapons that he's got to throw to.
Right.
And the division sucks. That's why people are high on them, is because the division's not any good.
Who wins more games, Carolina or Atlanta?
I think Carolina does, but I mean, we got to see what the quarterback spot looks like for them. I mean, obviously we got to wait and see how their young people develop, but I like Frank Reich a lot. Over Arthur Smith, I like Frank Reich a lot. I like his ability to develop quarterbacks, develop offense. I mean, I watched the quarterback show. I might be getting biased a little bit by watching the quarterback show and watching Marcus Mariota interacting last year with his coach and that team. That team isn't well run at the moment. It's okay. They're still trying to find their way. I'm not in love with the head coach and the leadership in Atlanta.
Guys in the chat, and if there was any girls in the chat, I think I saw Sherry
Hi.
in here.
What's going on?
Hello. Over or under 8.5 wins for Atlanta for the season? I just did it. I think it's 7. I don't know what the ceiling is. I mean, if everything goes well, I mean, the ceiling is
10.
like 9.
10.
I don't know. When you look at that scale, I mean, that would be, if they win double digits, I would really be surprised.
Look,
I really would.
Look, go through. Let's give them 5 wins in the division. Okay.
5-1.
Yeah. Let's say they go 5-1 in the division. Let's say they
split against the Saints and sweep Carolina and Tampa.
It's possible. It is
a big ask. That's 5.
It is.
That's top. Okay. That's
the
fine.
division's not good. Let's just say they go 5-1,
Okay.
right?
Right.
The games they're going to win. They're going to beat Houston at home, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
They should, but okay.
They're going to beat Indianapolis at home.
I feel better about that one. Okay.
All right. So they're 7.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now let's just give them the coin flip games we're talking about. They beat Jacksonville overseas. It's a neutral site game. There's 8.
Okay.
They beat Green Bay at home in week 2.
Very possible.
There's 9.
Very possible.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they win at Tennessee.
Not out of their own possibility.
There's 10 wins.
They ain't beating Jacksonville on a
Okay,
neutral.
but I'm just saying.
I mean, they could. They don't get me wrong.
Weird things happen over there, right?
No doubt.
Weird, odd, crazy things happen overseas.
The chat just rolled. You guys are the best. When you ask you guys to do something, you guys just do it. I love it. I love this show. I swear to God. Under. Bad team, bad coaching. Under the.
That's great. That's awesome. That's great.
I just read it and it makes me laugh. JC from Casey. Under. They feel overhyped to me. Under. One person. Vinny Konowinski said over to
1. Wow.
1. Holy crap. Oh my.
I don't know. Be careful. I mean, all I'm gonna say is they got a lot of talent. If they stay healthy, they're going to be an over team if they stay healthy. Their defense is okay. It's not great, but they can score.
A lot of over the totals during the
Yes.
season. we got so many notes I got so many pieces of paper, notes and stuff. I still write stuff down all the time on the back of parlay cards and all this other crap. Atlanta overs. Damn
yes,
it.
Atlanta overs. Watch
like baseball.
Watch their
Atlanta
offense this year.
overs.
It's going to be fun to watch their offense for sure. A proxy service, we're going to have a busy bleeping week. Bet Bash is coming to Vegas, and a lot of you guys are coming on in. We're going to be all over the place this week, signing people up for the Brigade Proxy service. If you're coming to town, you're watching the show, okay?
Yes.
I know you think that we just live here and we don't do anything. We don't have lives. This text number is important, okay?
Please text.
Tell us you're coming.
It's great.
Tell us when you want to sign up.
Ideally,
let's make an appointment. Let's get this thing done, organized. I know it's Vegas. I know it's crazy. Half of you guys aren't going to remember Bet Bash because you're not going to be sober for more than an hour while you're here. Okay. I totally understand this. I saw one guy said, I want to go to Bet Bash and relive the end scene for leaving Las Vegas. So like FYI, just, people are coming in with a whole different type of attitude and mentality, and just be careful. Okay. But 702-570-8255. That is the Brigade Proxy Service text line. Send a text. Guys, I'm coming in. Guys, here's when I'm available. We will make it work. Either Dave or myself or both of us will meet you either at the Tuscany Casino, at Circa Sports, at the D, wherever we need to be, or the Westgate Super Contest. If you want to sign up for that, we'll meet you at the Westgate to sign you up there in person. So
correct.
Good week, busy week, a lot of fun things happening this week, but 702-570-8255. Text number. Please send us a text to get us locked up.
It worked yesterday. We got a text from a listener, watcher of the show. Likes to come in Roll Call Friday. Michael Callow. I always call his name on Roll Call Friday. I always say Callow with a K. And got a text. Hey, I'm here. Went and met him. Had a great conversation. He's a big fan of the Brigade. He's a member of the Brigade. And he said his favorite guest, you were talking about it maybe being Perrault, most requested. His favorite guest of all time. It's actually two. Sydney and Angie.
Oh, well, that's
from the circus shows.
That's not fair. Okay.
I'm just telling you what he said.
That's not fair.
Sydney and Angie. He was in Iowa at the time, wishing he was at Circa. He was at Circa yesterday. We signed him up. We hung out a little bit. He brought his friend Roger, both originally from Boston. I heard their voice, and I said, I can't believe this. I talk to this guy every day for the show, and you guys are from Boston? They both said the Red Sox aren't making the playoffs, too. I'm just telling
you. They're right.
That's all.
They're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Falcons are going to play old school football, huh? I don't know. Maybe.
Are they?
They might run the ball at Bijan, but then you run your guy into the ground if you do that. So how many
3 yards in a cloud of dust is going to work in today's NFL?
No, but mobile quarterback with a running game and a good tight end and a good wideout, as long as the offensive line is decent, which it's not, it's average. They take a step forward and they give Ritter some protection. Yeah, you can score in today's NFL. It's a college offense, but you can score.
I can't. I just looked down at the chat. I can't read what I can't. I just can't.
Don't read it then. Don't read it then.
Just because it's going to make me laugh.
Okay. There is a massive problem going on in Houston that no one's talking about. Okay. Addison, stop it. There's a massive no, I need to look at wait, I need to look at this. What's going on? Why can't you say that? Long live the chair. Why can't you say that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Long live the chair. He's right. The chair is phenomenal. That's an inside joke. If you were at the event, you understand what we're talking about. But it's a very fun moment that happens.
Oh, yes. Long live the chair.
For those of you who don't know, Angie and Sydney, one of them sat down and had a lot of glitter on and left the glitter behind. And one of you guys, you sick bleeps, took a picture of it and then shared it with all of us. So there's why Dave is losing it, because
what were you talking about now? The problem with the what? The Texans.
Yeah, from here to that, it's really bad. This guy, this is a bad story, by the way. This is not a good story. So pull it together for a second, because the Texans minority owner is in a lot of trouble, and the NFL and the Texans covered it up. This guy got investigated in 2008 for an illegal gambling scheme he was involved in. He was running a high stake casino in Houston. And this guy's got a lot of money, guy's got a lot of power, and he was able to essentially bury the story. Well, now this guy got arrested on a rape charge 3 months ago, and no one was able to report it because the NFL and the Texans were able to keep it concealed. Javier Loya is the minority owner. I mean, the fact that this was able to stay under wraps is incredible. Remember, this is the team that employed Deshaun Watson. Okay. This is the team that essentially enabled Deshaun Watson to do what he did. And their minority owner gets arrested, and the NFL is able to keep it quiet. Come on.
How they do that?
I have no idea.
How they do that?
Great question.
I mean, this is the world today where somebody knows. Nobody knows shit, but somebody knows everything.
May 10th, 2023, a warrant was issued for his arrest, and it got kept quiet. I mean, the NFL on Monday told Pro Football Talk that Mr. Loya has not been permitted to participate in any league or club activities during the process. He is no longer on any league committees while he's being investigated for sexual assault. I mean, wow, what's going on here? This should have been the second this guy got arrested, given the Texans' background. This should have been like, hey, just so you know, this guy did this. He's gone. We're going to deal with it ourselves, but we're on it. We're on top of it. Instead, the Texans are like, shh, nobody say anything. Let's try to figure this out. Just like the same thing happened in 2008 with this guy. I mean, this is bad. Pro Football Talk received a tip last night, and they went to working on confirming it. It required multiple calls, texts, and emails to the team and the league for getting confirmation that the minority owner did face those charges. Roughly 12 hours after the effort to confirm the charges, then the NFL and the Texans issued a statement. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, if we're going to hold the players to this incredibly high standard when it comes to anything they do, and that they're going to be suspended, they're going to have their lives broadcasted immediately upon arrest, bang, everything's out there. You're suspended. You're gone. We're not paying you, blah, blah, blah. When it happens to an owner, it should be twice as fast that the NFL is reacting to this. It took them 3 months. 3 months.
Chat right now. Stay focused, Dave. Stay focused. I can't look at the chat. These guys are rolling in the chat.
Bad.
Can't explain this. And I don't want it. Like, these are those things that, as a parent, when a kid's come and ask you a question and you're like, how is this possible?
Wrong.
Well,
the Texans are the most defunct and just poorly run organization in all of football.
You may be onto something when you left Houston and you never went back.
Told you. Told you. It's a horrible. I mean,
I don't think even if the Astros get to the World Series that we could go down there and do a show. I'm not sure.
We could, but I don't think we want to.
I don't think so. I'm going to have to maybe take a pass because there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And
in that town, I'm telling you.
Every day. I don't want it. I don't.
No, thanks.
I'm good.
No, thanks. Yeah, that's a bad story for the NFL. It should be a bigger story today than it actually has been.
Yeah.
A couple of college football stories before we let go of Sports Grid here. Top 25 preseason coaches poll is out. Look at your Nittany Lions. Top 10 preseason coaches polls are stupid. Let's just make this perfectly clear. They are stupid. No coach watches this. No coach cares. This is the Sports Information Director poll. Okay. You should call it what it is. No coach has commented on this except for a grad assistant who maybe graduated college 2 years ago. Nobody actually votes on this. However, look who's number 2.
It's an M. Who is that? I see it.
The team I
What are you
bet to
asking
win.
me?
The
What's the
team that I
question?
have bet to win the national championship at 9-1. The
So,
Michigan Wolverines.
Did they win it? Like, are you already cashing the
No.
ticket? What is your point?
Just saying. They're there.
You see
Georgia's
the
one.
team below the M, right?
Michigan's 2.
It's
Below?
just like that.
Yeah, it's Penn State at 7. It should be pretty good. Penn State is 7 preseason now. You got A&M ranked. Wisconsin being in, there's a bit surprised. How about Oregon State getting ranked after all the nonsense going on with the Pac-12? They got a team ranked right there in the little bit. Oregon
State
and
is
Pac-12.
America's team right now.
Are they really? So both Oregon and Oregon State both get ranked.
Yeah,
in the
but
preseason
Oregon
top
State
25.
is a team without a conference. The world's rooting for them right now.
Right.
Send the Pac-12 off with a Pac-12 championship.
Well, USC right there at number 6 is right there. So they're in the conversation.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and they're going to, that's a Big Ten school, unfortunately, but it'll be wild to see Oregon State make a run. Tulane at 23. How about that?
I like that green wave emblem.
Tulane at 23.
I love their uniforms, and I am rooting for them.
You have a couple of non-Power 5, although Houston now is a Big 12 school, so technically you could say they're Power 5, but Houston there.
Can we agree to keep them in the conference that they're in for this year? Or are we going to start? Because I'm going to get confused. It took me, like Texas is an SEC school,
right?
But not yet. Like, can we just say this year that like Oregon is still a Pac-12 team or no?
Yes, we have to. Yes.
Okay.
We have to. We have to. That logo. I'm confused by that logo. Hold on.
Which one?
14.
Utah Utes.
That's Utah.
That's not. What the hell could that be? Utah Utes.
I thought that was Houston. That's
two
Utah's.
Utes.
That's
it's
right.
two Utes.
Yeah, I glanced at it. I thought it was Houston. It's not. It's not an H. It's 2 U's. Utah's logo is UU.
No, I don't know where you pulled that logo from.
No, that's what it is. That's their logo. It's the UU. That's Utah's logo. It's Utah.
They must have just changed that now that they're going back to the Big 12. It was always one U.
Right. And now it's UU. Utah University. UU. Do UU.
2 Utes. It's 2 U's. It's good. It's
a tough logo, man. That's a hard logo to look at. I don't know who made that call. It's like Texas Tech. I don't like that logo. I don't like the logo for Utah. It's confusing, man.
Texas Tech is 2 T's.
Yes,
part of these. I don't like. Aren't you understanding?
I understand them. I don't like them.
Oh, okay, fair.
They don't
I'm
look
not
good.
a big fan of that either.
Yeah, I like the big M. I like the block T, although I don't love the color. I like the block W, the block G, O, W. I like those. It's simple, clean.
The W is simple and clean. The purple, Washington one. I like that.
Yeah, both W, Wisconsin.
Think of that ND. This is the ND hat right here.
It's fine. I don't have ill will toward Notre Dame. I don't have the same level of anger that people have towards the Irish. They don't bug me the same way it bugs so many people.
Man.
They really hate it. Before we let go of Sports Grid and get to Better to Book It, LSU football has decided to now announce that they are going to issue an injury report each and every week.
Yeah.
They have cited that gambling information is why they do not want other people to be privy to injury information that is not available to the general public. So they're going to put it out themselves. Whether it's truthful or not, it's on the honor system. Nobody's requiring them to do this. They can absolutely lie if they want to. But will others follow suit in your mind that LSU is doing this?
No, they're not going to do it until they're forced to do it. LSU is getting ahead of it, which is smart because Brian Kelly knows that a lot of people in Louisiana will bet the games. And a lot of people, he'll have to answer to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So why not get ahead of it and say, we'll give you the reports. Now, the accuracy of the reports, they could be as accurate as Bill Belichick and the Patriots injury reports.
Right.
Who's made a mockery of the injury
of the NFL.
reports.
Yes.
And not because he wants to get people, because of the process. The process is ridiculous how they come out and, the NFL has been probable, questionable. I'm not what the 25% is doubtful and out.
Yes.
So if you're not listed, you're 100%, which you're not.
Never.
If you're probable, that means you're hurt, but you ain't hurt enough to not play.
Mm-hmm. No, probable means you're going to play, but you're nicked up.
Yeah, you're
questionable
75%.
means
Questionable is
means
50%.
Coin flip 50-50.
Right.
Doubtful means you're hurt and you're probably not playing.
I like it that he even mentioned it out loud. I'm good. Somebody just said it in the chat. Sonic, one of our wisest people that watches the show. We got a great group. He said transparency is good. Is transparency good for this, Perrault? Are you good with this, counselor?
Oh, I'm great with this. Yes, I think it needs to be. I think each conference should require all schools to do it. And I think there should be a system in place that you're penalized if you get caught lying.
Who's responsible? You just said it. The coaches pool is not even touched by the coaches.
Correct.
Who fills this out?
Conference commission is the one that should be watching this.
The injury report?
Yeah. No, your commissioner should be the one policing.
Who fills it out?
Oh, who issues
it?
Who issues it? The head trainers have to issue it. Same with the NFL. The head trainers need to issue it, and the coach needs to approve it. Trainer says, hey, coach, here's our list of probables. Coach looks at it, says, okay, go ahead, put it out.
So and then coach got to make sure, on top of everything else, trying to figure out how to run the offense this week, how to do this.
Yes, the coach knows. The coach always knows.
I know, but he's got to make sure the report's done in a timely manner, or what?
Or
you're going to add something else to the coach's plate?
Come on, dude. Really? They have a litany of, he can't take 10 minutes to do an injury report? Yes, he can. Come on now. That's ridiculous.
No, he's not going to do it. The head trainer's going to do it. The
coach
is going to sign off on it.
Right. Exactly. Which is fine. That's my point. Right.
Here, he just,
correct.
Hey, trainer, give me the thing. Boom, sign it. He's not looking.
Well,
and if it's wrong.
He might. No, if it's wrong, it's a trainer's job to do it. But you get a warning, whatever. You can come up with a system that it's right now. It's the honor system.
More systems.
And LSU is by themselves on this. Nobody else in the SEC is doing this. I think everybody in the SEC should do this. I think everybody in the Big Ten should do this. I think there should be an accuracy report, something that lets people know this guy's dealing with an ankle, a knee, whatever it might be. Because right now, how it works, the beat writers who are on campus, who are at practice, they're told by the trainers. And then where does the information go first? It might go to Twitter first. Okay. Or it might go to Timmy at the bar. Okay. Where does it go first is always the question, because Mr. Beat Writer might tweet it, but 2 minutes before he tweeted it, he texted to so-and-so that, hey, by the way, this is going to happen. The control of that information is out of the purview of the teams. So
it has been for 100 years.
I would agree with that, but so that's why because you have to start to get in front of it. Like you just said, start to have some conversations where it's not going to be accurate 100%, but everyone gets the information at the same time.
No, the timeliness of it. I mean, if you have to send out an injury report for college football every Friday at 9:00 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Okay. That's going to affect the lines. That's going to affect different things.
That's good.
That's great, but it already has been going on. All you need to do is watch an odds board on Friday afternoon for both the NFL. The real one for college is Saturday morning. We'll be busy putting in picks and getting results from people sending their picks in for the Brigade Proxy service. So I don't know if we'll have we'll gauge the interest for a Saturday show. I don't think we'll be able to fit it into our, ecosystem.
I'm gonna nix that at the moment.
Right. But you can see the odds board move.
The interest. I'm nixing it for our schedule.
That's fine. I don't know if people will watch it. I don't know, but we won't do it. But that's when injury plays come in. Like, I mean, we would sit in a book on Saturday mornings at 8:30.
We could do a Twitter Spaces at that time. That's possible. We could potentially pull that off. 30-minute Twitter Spaces.
We'll see.
Stare at the board because we'll be together most often, so we can just sit down, throw a phone down, and just start talking, take questions, and roll with it. It's possible.
I don't know. I think the procedure has to be ironclad. There has to be penalties for not telling the truth.
Yes.
Like if you find there has to be, because you can't just make a mockery of it.
No,
I'd rather you didn't do it.
Fair.
Than make a mockery of it, because people will get taken advantage of.
Yeah, Nick Saban will lie like Bill Belichick. He will never tell you anything of any real consequence.
So I don't know how much use it would have.
I think there is some use to it, but I think the flow of information is what you're trying to stop. You're trying to put it out ahead of time. I wouldn't do it Friday at noon Eastern. I would do it Wednesday. I would do it way before.
What do you mean? They practice Wednesday, Thursday,
Right.
and run drive through,
Right. So it's more or less, it's more like, I don't need it.
On Friday usually.
Maybe Thursday, maybe put out Thursday afternoon. And so like Friday's a walkthrough normally, travel day walkthrough. So on Thursday, you put it out after practice Thursday. It comes out as to what you think you're going to have from a lineup perspective on Saturday. Because the NFL has lied about this all the time. NFL lists guys on Friday as doubtful all the time. And then on Sunday morning, they play. So like it's that's, the NFL has been doing this for a long time with that. So they're not the only ones who are going to go ahead and do that. But we'll see if anyone else follows LSU on this. Sports Grid, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you watching our 400th episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. If you guys are live on YouTube and Twitter, do not move. You guys get bonus time. Just real quick before we get to Better to Book It on that. Do you think if coaches are, if you polled college coaches, how many of them would be in favor of having an injury report?
10% or less.
I would agree with you. I think it's a very, very few number of coaches want this out. I'm with you. I think it's gonna be low. So Brian Kelly's stepping out, and Brian Kelly's gonna get motherfucked by a lot of coaches for doing this.
We are in the bonus time, so we could say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Will, again, thank you for watching the show and making sure that we sound okay. Good luck with the Perrault interview. But I think Brian Kelly, I got to give him credit. He doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, what anybody says. He's smart to get ahead of this.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame is Notre Dame. And he did a great job there. LSU's a different beast. There's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of betting. These people are crazy that like LSU.
I know. Look LSU expectations.
5.
Okay?
That's them right there
5.
next to my finger, right there.
You want to talk expectations? They're 5th
Woo!
preseason. Okay. In Brian Kelly's second year, they're 5th.
Yeah. You're gonna see how much family you have down there if you go with 4 losses or 3 losses. So
what are you talking about? He loses 3 games this year. He's in deep trouble there.
He ain't in trouble.
What are you, Dave?
Please, he can lose 3 games. They'll yell at him, but he ain't getting fired. 3 games.
Whoa.
What? That's 9-3.
What
nice bowl game?
Fuck bowl games. What 9-3?
Oh.
It all matters as to what's the 9-3. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if the 9-3 comes with a SEC championship game loss, no problem. It's all good.
Oh,
9-3 or 10-3 comes with you losing to Alabama badly, losing to like a Mississippi State, losing in week
Georgia.
1 to Florida State.
They could lose that game.
These people don't play, man. This is you don't get a grace period. You got Jaden Daniels. You have a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback. Okay. Like, you got to be real careful. You can't go to Tuscaloosa and get your doors blown off. He's from Boston. They don't trust him
J-Buck
already.
said they can't lose 3.
They can't. They
won't lose 3.
All right. Well,
how many games is LSU going to lose? And the people in the chat, nice crowd. Again, you guys are staying there.
I
We
think
appreciate
they win
it.
the West.
I know you do. You're very high on them.
I think they win the West. I'm down in Alabama. I think LSU wins the West.
I think Saban's sitting there just.
Oh, everyone's loving that meme. Him walking off the podium laughing. Everyone's like, oh, he knows something. Look out. Here comes Nick Saban.
They're talking about his quarterback can't throw.
Because he can't.
He's getting old. Blah, blah, blah. LSU's going to the SEC championship game. There's a lot of people. Ain't nobody talking about Bama, but nothing but bad. All that rat poison's going to be great.
Here's what's fun is that I have people, like legit people that I love and love dearly, but they really believe it's a Saban Belichick year. They think they both have this.
Where's my fucking glasses? Hold on. What
think-
in the fuck? What
They
in
think
the hell is a Saban and Belichick year? What does that mean exactly?
Patriots and Saban and Belichick for a long time alternated who won the Super Bowl. If Saban won it, Belichick didn't. If Belichick won it, Saban didn't. They went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People think that this is the year where both of them have a unbelievable year.
Like a Haley's Comet year?
Just
They
like
both
Alabama
do it
wins the national
together?
championship, and it's a complete resurgence for the Patriots, and all of a sudden the Patriots are, competing for an AFC championship game or something. They're gonna come out of nowhere and win the AFC East and have a home playoff game. And because this is my opinion, this is me speaking now. I think Belichick has one more run in him and then he leaves. If
Where is
Belichick
he going?
retiring, he's gonna retire.
God forbid. He ain't coaching.
No.
I
He'll
can't
retire.
take this bullshit somewhere else.
I think
Please.
Belichick is going to go and have one more AFC championship type
And
game
swan
appearance
song off to the.
and then walk and say, look, I
That's
made a run. I left the
Thank
team in a great
God.
place, and I think he's going to go off and have the rest of his life and do whatever he wants to do. Everyone thinks that Belichick is going to coach until he dies. I don't know if I agree with that. I think he wants to pass Don Shula. I think once he passes Don Shula, I think it's going to be peace. And I think he'll pass Don Shula next year. Not this year, but next year. So I think he stays until then. I don't think the Patriots, I disagree with the idea that the Patriots are going to be making an AFC championship run.
Hell no, they're not.
I mean,
Are there people in Boston saying that or down in Alabama?
people and just people who bet football, people that I talk to, Bama fans, Alabama fans, love Nick Saban this year. They think it's unbelievable that he's sitting there. No one's question. Look, they're not a preseason number one team. Georgia is. They love that. Bama not being number one is exactly
I
what they want.
understand the Alabama love. How did you work in Belichick and the
Because they're
Patriots
very
love
similar.
combined?
Because they're similar people in terms of everyone is quit. You told me this. Didn't you tell me that your people are saying the biggest liability on a win total right now going over are the Patriots?
That's one of the most win bet totals over. In some books, it's the number one. That's people. That's just the public.
Gamblers, people really believe that
they're going to take a big L on that.
They're watching camp. Okay, we'll see. I mean, I haven't bet it, but I'm just saying. Let's talk in October. Let's talk when we see this team in October.
I can't believe this.
Just look out. Just saying, look out. That's all I'm saying. Just look out. You already disagree with this bet. Better to book it time. We're going to jump into baseball Miami money line
Against the Reds. No,
Yep.
I like the Reds.
minus 131.
You got 131?
You like Williamson? What's the number?
Over. I like over. This is a slugfest.
No, they're not scoring any runs.
That's
Their offense is ice cold. Over. I can't see it. Perez is phenomenal. Yuri Perez is great. He's just been kind of crappy on the road this year. It's been phenomenal at home. On the road, he's been hit up a couple of times, but Reds are bad. Their bats are ice.
This is up to 146.
Okay, I agree. I agree with the side on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the dog in me sitting in the book going, everybody's taking his team over and over and over. Speaking of taking a team at the window, Jay Buck just said that 7.5 has been hit over and over at his window at the win bet.
No shit. You're fucking come on, dude. Like, where are you?
Oh, where is he?
Hello.
Where is he?
We know where he is.
Oh, he's in Boston.
Yeah. He's across the river.
Oh, those people bet the Patriots over there.
You think? Oh, yeah. Maybe Patriot fans might bet the over. I don't know. Fuck. Are they actually going to, what are they going to bet? Under? Go find me a Jimmy, a Tommy, or a Sully is betting under. Please, let's go.
Back to the Sully guy. There's always a Sully.
Find me, please. I'd love to meet him. He'll go, fuck, I hit the wrong button. that's what it would be.
He'll return it for sure.
He'll look at his ticket and he'll just go, fuck, I hit the wrong button. No one in New England is walking to WinBet to go ahead and betting on bet at the window to go ahead and bet under 7.5 wins for the Patriots in August.
Yeah.
And hope runs eternal and everybody dreaming about Tom Brady again.
Oh, Jay Buck said he has both sides evenly. I apologize. I thought he said over and over. He said over and under.
So the pros are betting the under. and the public is betting the over.
I don't know. People bet probably over and under because
Patriot fans are betting under. What?
Yes,
Patriots?
you people
No.
are up there. You like to bet against your team as much as you like to bet on them.
That is wrong. That is
You're
not
negative
true.
when they're good. You're positive
No,
when
they
they're
bet against
bad.
them. They bet
You're
on
all
them to
confused.
bitch. No, they bet on them so they can bitch when they lose.
They bet against them so they can bitch when they win too.
It's
Crazy.
It's easier to bet on.
I say book the Reds. I want the book the Marlins. I'll take the Reds.
Interesting.
Save it for after the show. Please.
Okay. Did you see that text we just got?
Saw who it was from. I didn't see it. It disappeared from my screen before I
Okay.
opened it.
It's about a guest to come on the show. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Giants.
People booking us guests now. This is great.
Giants from the Chargers too.
Really?
So, yeah. Giants minus 115 against the Angels money line. Bet the streak.
Gotta bet this.
You gotta have.
What's it? What was it? 115 last night.
Yeah.
115 today. Nobody's betting this game until way closer. Nothing. Listen. It's a Monday, and Giants Angels is not on anybody's radar until later today. This wouldn't be one of the games because the Angels are going bad. I mean, this is just no. You don't have to look hard to see. They might be in big trouble.
They might be. Not might be.
A 3-game sweep here fixes everything for at least temporarily.
Yeah.
You know, they win 5 games this week. They go 5-1 or 5-2 with the off day if they have one. But yeah, this is Webb. This might be. I don't want to say play it with the run line, but it's a big plus price. Giants are winning.
I like it. Go with the Giants. We're taking it.
Bet it.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Whoa! Perrault.
Tip of the hat.
Just, I mean, he's completely the best. I mean, it's just he's a different cat and he's real. 2, show number 400. It's a big accomplishment. I said it to you last night while we were talking, and you were like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And I've been thinking about it all morning. I'm like, 400. That's over a year talking every day. If we did it every day, which we don't.
Do you know the date we signed on?
December 17th.
Nope. You always say that. You're wrong.
December 17th was our first show, was it not?
You're wrong. You're right in the week. You're just wrong on the time on the date.
What was the day?
13th.
Okay, December 13th.
2021.
Feels like it was yesterday. At the same time, it feels like it was
10,000 years ago to me. It feels like a long time ago.
I mean, think about the life changes and everything else that we've had like through this. So
we were working for props.com. I was married. We had bosses.
It's incredible.
It was a totally different, whole different. I mean, December sitting there when we signed on December 13th, 2021.
Got them stock options.
It could have been long ago. I mean, it was. I mean, my goodness gracious, that was a long time.
When they gave it to us. Yeah, remember that?
So long ago. So long ago.
Incredible. All the different things that have happened between now and then. If you start to really think about it, yes, it feels like a decade.
But the growth of the show is what's so wild. Because if you go back and see what the show looked like, I mean, I guess you have to go back into the props YouTube to see it, right? Because it's on our YouTube started in October, almost a year ago. Or I guess started. I don't remember exactly. I can't remember exactly when, but I guess January of this year, right?
January of this year.
So it's what 7-8 months old. So
almost 8 months. Yeah.
God, it feels like. But the show, there's a look of the show and the way the show is presented, and like how much better the show has become. Is so fun.
It's amazing. Number 3. These hats were made yesterday with care.
Hold on, I'm going to pull these.
Okay, go ahead. Go get the other ones. Yeah, you got to go get the wager wire hats. But guys, these are more BVB hats. That's the we're calling it the K-Dove for Kevin Walsh. He's on Sports Grid, and this is the Kelly Carver Kelly special to go with the Notre Dame Kelly green unis that they're going to wear this year. So the hats are going out. We're working on the store. If you guys DM Perrault or DM the show, you can put in some hat requests. We'll see what we can do with that. We're not ready.
I literally am an idiot.
Right.
No, I really am.
Why? Because their hats are right there.
No, I just walked outside. My garage was open all night. Like I just walked outside and I was
It's
like,
a first sign. That's the first sign of old. You're OLD. You get the sign.
Garage
of
was open all night. I walked out. I was like,
yeah.
My garage has been open all night. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So these are
you left the door open for a title shot. Maybe that'd be crazy. Somebody came in
this
there.
neighborhood. No, thank you.
No. All right.
This is Mr. C's model that we have now designed. This is the wager wire model.
Dear God, is that nice, Mr.
With
C?
this, so Mr. C. This is gorgeous. This hat's gorgeous. This is really nice. This is a sick hat. You guys can come and this is available. Well done. And then this is Addison's, all blacked out with the BVB.
Look at that thing.
This thing's awesome. This hat, the video doesn't do it justice. This thing in person is absolutely slick.
Cannot wait to see how those look when you guys get these. Please take a picture.
Yeah,
and put it out. We appreciate it. Got a lot of things happening. Lastly, my favorite thing about today was this morning was the last time for the first day of school for fourth grade. Kendall got dressed. So it's the last time for me and Jess to have a kid going to the first day of school for fourth grade.
Okay.
Well, every year now it's going to be that year. Well, last year I looked at Jess. Kendall went to the bathroom, and after she got ready, and I looked at Jess and said, "This is the last time we're going to have a kid going to fourth grade on the first day of school." And she's like, "You're damn right it is." I said, "Thank you."
And last for me.
Right.
Wednesday will be the first time and the last time.
Well, that's good. But like we took pictures, we did a whole thing.
Nice.
It's a big deal.
Of course.
All of them went to get their hair did yesterday, and then you got the pleasure of saying hello to them at the crazy store with all those people.
Back to school shopping
yesterday. Oh gosh. So my favorite thing about today will be this afternoon when she gets home and I ask her about her first day of school. And you know now, as well as I do, and those of you guys and girls that have kids that are 9, they tell you everything. Good, bad, and different. I can't wait for her to walk in the door today at about 3:15, and I go, "How was the first day of school?" Favorite thing about today.
It's so crazy that the other kids around the city are back, and Madeline doesn't start till Wednesday. So tomorrow we're doing, it's not today, but tomorrow we're doing the last bit of summer tomorrow.
Can we do the show after tomorrow? Would that work?
Oh, you want to do it later?
I think that might work better.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. We're going to have to change the time of the show.
So tomorrow I was going to say that the start of the show was going to be early. Now it's going to be later than normal because I have an open house from 11 until 11:45. So we'll start the show at
early would have to be at 7 for us, if that's what you want to do. Need it done by 9. So
I mean, I'm good with it if you are, but if you because you have a long day otherwise. You go 12 to 2 Pacific.
Oh, no, I go to sleep after that. What are you talking about? Oh, we got to go. We got an appointment tomorrow too, don't we?
At 2:30. Right?
So I mean, if we do the show when you get home, 12 to 2, get in the car, go meet the guy about a thing, it's very possible we could do it that way. So it's up to you. We'll announce it on the Twitter and in the Discord. The show time is going to change tomorrow. Perrault has open house. So
at 11.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out either before or after.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. I'm trying to look and see what time do we book that. I think it's at 2:30 tomorrow. We've got that. So all right. So yeah, that's okay. I mean, 12 o'clock is 12. We just do an hour and a half show from 12 to 1:30, and then we get banging out for tomorrow. So we'll do that tomorrow. That's fine. I'm good either way. I can get up early or I can do it afterwards. It really doesn't matter to me. Whatever works easiest for you.
It doesn't matter to me either. So we'll figure it out. I can do either.
All right, we'll figure that out. We'll announce that on at Boston versus the book for you guys. Number 400. We would not be here if it wasn't for you. My favorite thing about today is you guys and the brigade and the passion that you guys have for this, what we've created, what we do every Monday through Friday. We have so much to tell you about very soon. There are a ton of things going on right now behind the scenes. We are ducks right now. You guys are seeing the show, but underneath, whoa. There are a lot of things going on right now with a lot of things in the fire. So we will explain everything as it comes out, as we trickle it through. But the next 5 weeks will be fun. That's my tease. The next 5 weeks will be a lot of fun. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Today on the way out. Dodgers
Over.
Padres day game.
Over.
How was that not embedded or book it?
Over 9. Because the game already started, I thought. Oh no, it started
It's
yet.
1 o'clock start.
I thought it was 1 o'clock Eastern time start. I thought they were playing it on our time. Okay, it's 1 o'clock here.
It's been money.
Over. Dodgers in the
Over.
over. Dodgers in over. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We'll talk to you tomorrow for a Tuesday's BVB.